just realized. Okay.
Entered.
We'll call this meeting to order. Please rise and remove your hats, please. Say the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the last September meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Second. We had a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the last second meeting in September. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed the same. So moved. Ms. Atkins.
Do you want to do the opening of the public hearing for the budget first, or do you mind?
We can do that.
Okay, just wasn't sure which way you wanted to go.
Make a motion to.
You want me to open up the?
Yep.
Okay. We'll open this up for public hearing for the budget. And we're asking for any public comment?
Yep, just, that's, I think,
Any
what's been done in the
public
past.
comment on the budget? Mathis, you got anything to add?
No.
Just, all right, cool, then we're good. All right, discussion closed.
Perfect. All right, so for claims, I have the allowance docket for September that needs to be approved first.
I'll make a motion to approve the allowance docket.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the allowance docket. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So oppose the same. So moved.
Then I have the fundraiser.
I have a question, I'm
Yes.
sorry, just for my minutes. Are we approving the docket of claims?
Yes,
Okay, we just did the allowance document.
Correct.
Docket by itself. We're doing the docket of claims later?
no, we're doing that right now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay,
All
yep. So now we're doing the allowance, the docket of the allowance docket.
I just call that the docket of claims.
Yeah, docket of claims, yeah.
Accounts payable.
Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'll make a motion to approve accounts payable.
Second. We have a motion and a second to approve accounts payable. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose the same. So moved.
Okay, yep. So in that, there's two different pay applications that I need you guys to approve. So the first one is pay application number 6, and this is for the Community Crossing Grant 2024-2 in the amount of $90,801.40.
Who is that payable to?
HRP.
And that should be
Yep,
final
and then, yep,
retainage.
and then, yeah, if
Yep.
there should be another financial report underneath JPR. If you have any questions about that or anything, I can answer those questions.
I'll make a motion for payout number 6 for the CCMG call 2024-2 in the amount of $90,801.40.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second for pay application number 6. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose the same. So moved.
Okay, and then the second one is pay application number 2 for CCMG 2025-1 in the amount of $121,133.82. This is for what we were calling the extra paving throughout the town.
I'll make a motion for payout number 5 for the CCMG call 2025-2. Is that what?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pay application 2. Sorry.
121,133.82.
Second. We have a motion and a second to approve pay application number 2. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose the same. So moved.
Okay, then I have 2 wage ordinances for now. The one has already been discussed and will need to be retroactive to September 22nd. It is wage ordinance 12-2025 for the deputy clerk and director of operation wages to be increased, retroactive till September 22nd.
I'll make a motion to approve wage ordinance number 12-2025, retroactive to, what day did you say again?
September 22nd. It has to be on
September
all 3
22nd.
readings too, sorry.
Yep.
On all 3 readings.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second for 12-2025 ordinance. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the same. So moved.
And then the final thing I have is wage ordinance 13-2025 for police class A dispatcher for a increase as well, and that will be retroactive to the 6th of October. So we, on the next pay cycle, we are off now from the docket days or town council days, so that will also have to be on all 3 readings.
This is from.
Yeah, this is from Melinda, so Bill will have to sustain.
Yep.
And is this creating a Class A, or is this?
No, this is what she already is. yeah,
Okay,
so,
just
yeah.
increasing the pay.
Yeah, just increase,
Okay.
yeah, just a wage increase.
All right, make a motion for wage ordinance 13-2025, Class A dispatcher wage increase effective October 6th, 2025.
On all 3 readings,
On all
too,
3
please, sorry.
readings.
Second.
Why are we doing this now and not including into a wage ordinance with everything else, Brad? Drew?
No reason. We just didn't put it in wage ordinance. I never got anything back on wages for dispatchers.
So is she the only Class A
Mhm. Yeah.
dispatcher?
Yes.
I don't remember this being discussed at the police commission meeting either.
It was, they're civilian employees. We don't discuss that at the police commission meeting.
All right, what we got? First, motion and a second?
We got a motion, yep.
I second.
We've got a motion and a second to wage ordinance
13-2025.
13-2025. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same? I abstain.
Abstain.
Okay, so we're gonna say that's 3 in favor, 2 abstention.
Correct.
And then that's all I have for now.
Mr. Wagner?
Okay, a couple different things, one of which was put in front of you on short notice. That is ordinance 15-2025. Austin has humored me in trying to avoid doing this ordinance, but essentially the state is trying to get us to provide something that proves that Mr. Lehman, as council president, is authorized to execute documents since we don't have a mayor. I pointed them back to our town code and the state statute that says in a town, the council president is the executive, effectively same as the mayor, and has the authority to sign things, and they said no again, and I mean, Austin can verify all this, so I decided I would try to instead amend the town code to simply state as much, just as a default position, that anything you guys approve, Mr. Lehman is, or I shouldn't say just always Mr. Lehman, the council president is able to execute if necessary without having to get it in front of a meeting. They said it has to be by ordinance, resolution, or just in the minutes. Austin doesn't want to wait for 2 weeks for the minutes to get approved. And at that point, if I'm doing a resolution or an ordinance, I thought we ought to just try to solve this problem for the future for everybody. So instead, what we're actually doing is amending the town code. There's a code section, that first sentence in section 30.04 says the election of president shall be done at each annual meeting of the town council. I left that language in, it's completely the same. But the new paragraph is the second paragraph is the new part. President is the town executive per Indiana code, is authorized to execute documents on behalf of the town council at its direction. So as long as you guys approve something, Mike should be able to come in and sign it at any later date. That said, when we get to Austin's segment, I am still going to have you guys explicitly authorize Mr. Lehman to execute any documents for the CCMG application. And that way we've got video, it'll be in the minutes, it'll be crystal clear. So between these 3 things, that ought to solve it hopefully for good. So I would ask you to, again, suspend the rules and approve this on all 3 readings. And ultimately, it'll be, I think, updated probably either at the end of this year or the beginning of next year on the code section. And that's what we'll refer to going forward.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 15-2025 on all 3 readings.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 15-2025 on all three readings. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same, so moved.
And then,
One more, but-
I think really if we just get two of them executed, if you would, please. And then, you'll want to scan one and hang on to it.
This is yours.
Oh, that
This is
one's
the-
mine.
That's my wage ordinances.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Nope, that's fine.
I'm passing the wrong thing down
No, you're
here.
good.
So,
We got a lot going on.
yeah.
A lot of signatures.
Well, I just, all the text looks the same. We just
Yeah.
need to start using different fonts.
Yeah.
So,
1325.
I'm sorry, I thought I was passing my ordinance. Those are Megan's. Those are all
Yeah.
approved as well.
That we're not
Those are
shuffling a
Megan's.
bunch. Yeah, she needs that, yep. Mhm.
Yeah. So, if you guys don't mind while those are getting executed,
That one's yours.
yeah, we'll get that over there, so. I created a separate folder. I started to put it in your council reports, and I realized we would need to go back to it a couple different times, so I created a separate folder for annexations and Dropbox. Essentially what I've put in there on most of those, I think I still have to get some of the documents ported over. We have 3 different annexation areas we've been talking about for a while. The Graber Commercial Properties petition, I'm actually gonna have them execute an amended petition because I didn't realize they created a new entity to hold the house. The Piper petition for the property on Fur Road, and then the Redevelopment Commission's property on Third Road. The redevelopment commission, well, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. The Piper property, its annexation ordinance will not have any change to the zoning on it, okay? The redevelopment commission ordinance, it might, but I don't think so because the development plans are still very much in discussion. And the zoning on that will probably change through the plan commission process later. The Graber parcel, or that petition will have changes to the zoning in it. I believe we're going to leave the house as residential, but then the other 4 vacant properties are going to be changed from ag to light industrial. Now, our understanding of the plans is there's only one parcel that's gonna see a new building, and that's the one immediately next door to Digger Specialties' existing building. But we're gonna change the zoning through the zoning ordinance. Each one of these petitions is going to have a hearing. I've basically got the notices cooked up. Actually, those are going in the paper pretty quick here. The hearings are all going to be on November 10th, basically during our council meeting. I set them, I think I staggered them for 5:30, 5:45, and 6 o'clock. I'm hoping we can get the regular meeting done, let the employees go home and then have those public hearings on those ordinances. And then the ordinances themselves will be up for approval at the following meeting, the second one in November. So I've got the fiscal plans for 2 of them in. I'm still trying to get the third one rounded up. But essentially, the third one, the one that's missing is Piper, and there's really not much to that. We don't have very far to extend the utilities, and it's only bringing in effectively one house at this time. So, and that's even perspective, not necessarily a guarantee. So any questions on any of that, I guess just let me know, but I believe the petitions and the ordinances and the fiscal plans that are available are in your Dropbox files for you guys to review, and then we make them available to the public up here at the town hall. So, yeah. One last thing then, something that we would like some approval on. Keith and I met, I'm gonna let them actually finish, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
Looking at paperwork.
So Keith and I met with Mr. Daly to talk about the apartment building and what to do. In terms of suggestions, basically there's another expense that's coming up for the building. And I think it's time to pick a course. So we wanted to get a little bit more information and then ask you to set an executive session to hopefully make a decision on what to do. We would like to get a survey of the parcel. And part of that actually has an additional purpose. Mr. Wright's been trying to figure out how to deal with, I can't think of the term. He's got an issue back there with the equipment, and he needs to relocate equipment, and he's not sure where he can put it because there's no clear boundaries. So we'd like permission to ask JPR to do a survey and actually mark where our building ends and Bill Davis's building, I think, begins. And actually, Miller Insurance is mixed in there somewhere too. It's tight back there. So that serves one purpose. I think it's a transformative issue. And then the other thing we'd like to get done is an appraisal, just to see what the value of the building is right now. It does not mean that you have to take that course of action, but if we were going to do any kind of disposal at all that has it leaving the town hands, it's prudent to have at least one appraisal. So we've got some people I think we can ask for that we've used in the recent past. And if they can't do it themselves, we'll get some referrals hopefully to get that done. So I had actually never been inside the building. It is a unique property. It's pretty interesting. So, but I think Keith, I don't know if he sent a memo or anything, there's basically another piece of equipment that needs to replace that's in 5 figures for cost and are approaching that. And I think it's time to make some decisions before you keep shoveling money into it, unfortunately. So,
Have we had any discussion with the Historical Society over there?
Nothing formal. I stopped Derek Jensen. I saw him at a restaurant one day at lunchtime, and I said, hey, you know, this is a conversation that's happening.
Okay.
And I think Keith
I've
has
talked
had
to Derek
some
as well.
contact.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're strapped, they don't have a big budget. I went and met with the little gals that run it, and
Yeah.
it's.
Just want to give them plenty of heads up that
Yeah.
Well,
whatever.
this conversation you would have is, and the conversation we had just informally was, what other space do we have available potentially that could be interesting to them? So I wouldn't say, and part of your, if you do an RFP process could be, well, we want to keep them there, that sort of thing. We'd have to, like, you really have a range of options in front of you. It's just, we're running out of a good reason to not just make a decision, though. You kind of need to pick a direction and commit to it at this point. So that's all. I think that's the point of that meeting. That's all it was. So yeah, so if we could get permission to get the survey from JPR and then get at least one appraisal, maybe authorize us to do 2. I have to check the statute and make sure we're getting what we need. So, but at least one.
We need a motion?
Yeah, why don't you, if you don't mind, please?
I make a motion for JPR to do an appraisal of the Dietrich building
I'll second, but, yeah. second.
survey.
Survey, yeah.
Survey.
Survey and appraisal.
And then get an appraisal.
And get an appraisal.
All right, we have a motion and a second to move forward with the survey and appraisal of the apartment complex across the street. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, oppose the same. So moved.
That's all I have.
All right. New business. No old business on here. Public comment. All right.
I have a few things. You guys know that Councilman Michael Henry and I interviewed two folks for the open meter technician position, and we all unanimously decided we'd like to offer the position pending your approval to Anthony Buck. I've already talked to Mr. Buck and explained to him that I would be presenting the information tonight for your approval. And if I get approval, his first day would be the 27th, Monday the 27th. A bit of time to tie some loose ends up and take care of other business, but he's excited, we're excited. His starting pay would be $27.20 per hour, and I think Megan has a little more to offer on this subject.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys need to approve him first, but that would be our second wage ordinance or third wage ordinance if you noticed. We had 12, 13, and 15. So he would be in as a meter tech class B. That current rate is $25.85. So in order to offer him the $27.20, which was decided, we need to change the wage ordinance, and that can be effective today, but it would have to be on all 3 readings, so then when he starts.
So that would, so class B?
Yes, meter technician class B, yep. So I don't know if they have to approve him first and then the wage ordinance.
I think it's a chicken or the egg situation, so you can approve him for the position and then change the pay rate for it by approving the ordinance. That should be fine.
I'll make a motion to approve Anthony Buck for the $27.20 for the meter tech position, which is the Class B.
I'll second that.
So, just to be clear, he's being approved as a Class B, we're changing the Class B to the Class A pay?
Well, the class A pay is slightly different at 29, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
so, because
It's just-
David is a class double A right now.
so we're only changing the B class?
Yes, only
We're not
changing the B
changing the A or
class.
the double A or anything?
Correct, yes.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 14-2025. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed the same, so moved.
And then do we just need a second motion to approve Anthony Buck as the person, or it's all?
Actually, Mr. Lehman, you actually switched that. That was just the vote to hire Mr. Buck.
It's okay.
No, you asked the question about the ordinance, so.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to,
Well, so no, let's go ahead and restate. The motion on the floor was to hire Mr. Buck as the
Class B meter tech.
Class B meter tech, so.
Okay.
That
All
should
right, so we have a
be-
motion and a second to approve Anthony Buck as the Class B meter tech. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed same, so moved.
And then make a motion to change the Class B with wage ordinance 14-2025 to the new rate of $27.20 per hour
second.
On 3 readings.
on 3 readings for October 14th start date.
Yes.
Second.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 14-2025 on all 3 readings. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed the same, so moved.
Feel good? I don't know if it was the last meeting or the meeting before that, there was some discussion about the CDL Class A restrictions that sounds like we're all going to be posed with. There's been some discussions about the possibility of training our own trainer, and along with that discussion came the thought of what do we, I don't know what it looks like, but what do we offer this instructor? I know in the police world, instructors get a little stipend. It's not much at all. It's not nearly enough. But what, I don't know if we can make a decision tonight or at least start the conversation, but this will be a pretty big responsibility on this employee, keeping records, and I don't know how often they'll have to be recertified themselves to maintain this, this authority to do this. So I'd like to start that conversation with you guys. What does that look like as far as what?
Are you talking just a flat overall rate, or are you talking $1 per hour?
At the
during the training?
at the PD, it's cents. For an instructor, it's like 15 cents an hour. It's, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was that guy for decades, but
Okay.
you,
So you made a boatload.
Oh, yeah,
Full time,
yeah.
$782 in 12 years?
I did it because I loved it, but that's not the point, is that it's a big responsibility. Trainers of all kinds, they're keeping our people certified that are, those requirements are required to keep their jobs, keep their status, but I don't know if you guys want to look at something like that, or how do we do that?
How many people do we need certified?
You gentlemen know how many people we have as far as that have the CDLs that are going to be, it's going to be all departments. We even looked at making the meter tech go through, because you never know who's going to have to jump in a truck. So it literally could be every utility person out there. And I'm not sure at this point who all actually has them at this point.
Because we only got a couple double A's, couple A's telling them.
What, when do you anticipate this training happening? Like,
Not exactly sure.
like would be after hours, during hours?
It could be, yes, it could be both. But I think it's a little too early to make that decision.
How much training per individual do we know?
I don't know that.
Okay.
I don't have that in front of me. Anybody here have the Class A that would be able to answer that looks like?
Kevin and,
Tim had it. That's
how about Michael?
So
Michael?
we're a little early to answer those questions, but if we had our own person here that could do this training, it would save sending people off to do these
Kevin,
things.
is it Kevin A?
Alex, you have any insight on this?
Not a whole lot. I mean, I think that just going through the process, and I think LTAP offers some free training stuff too. I don't know if you've seen that lately.
Yeah.
About getting people trained, so that's another source we can take advantage of. But I mean, it's as simple as I went to a 2-day training class and got my CDL, actually 1-day class and got my Class A CDL. So it's not that complicated of a process. So it's just you got to be through that class to be able to take the test. So it's probably more of the documentation side of it that's going to be keeping everything in check so you stay a trainer. So.
I mean, where are we, when we talk about training the trainer, you know, having a trainer, do other towns have this similar situation?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure at this point.
Who told us we could do this?
Ben has looked into it. He's not here.
It's true, you can have your own trainer.
And I guess where I'm going is that is like, okay, if there's precedent, then like what are other
We'll weigh out
communities doing?
both sides of it for sure.
I think it's a perfect idea to have a trainer on staff. I don't think that's the issue, just like, but how do you
How's it
monetize
weigh
that?
out?
Like, right, I mean, like, is it, you know, a certain amount per person that gets trained? You know what I mean? That way, if, you might have 10 years where you're not training anybody,
Are you
right?
allowing one trainer, you're allowing 5 trainers, but, yeah.
Was there discussion of there being someone who could train at the school system? I thought someone mentioned that at a previous.
Scott Husson does it.
Okay.
I thought we heard that he can't do the Class A though.
That I don't know.
That was the
Chauffeur
problem.
license, I think,
It's a little early in the stage. I just want to start the conversation.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good idea. I think it's just, like, we have nothing to go on
Right.
as far as like, what is that worth?
And I just quickly compared it to the police department because they're the only ones that have instructors. And
But you
it's
guys
not
have
much.
instructors that are doing continuous training all the time, right? For the most part?
To meet the state standards.
With a Class A, do you guys know, I mean, is that something that you guys have to do every year with continuing education? Or is it once you have your Class A, you're good?
That's it?
I mean, so to me, it'd be like, I don't know, say, okay, if there's a trainer, they get paid, when they gotta train somebody, they get paid to train that person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a one-time thing, because if we don't go through people, we wouldn't need a trainer.
I'll do some comparisons, see what
Yeah.
everybody around us is
But I
doing.
think it's,
I just want to start the conversation
Yeah.
with you, man.
okay.
Okay. One more thing is, in conversations, we quickly found out that we don't do criminal histories on our new hires. Talked to Greg Miller, he recommended, it's a company called Presidium, that's what the insurance company uses. I've already reached out to them, and because we are a selective insurance customer, we get a discount, and they have several different packages, and for employers, it costs us like 16 and change to do a full criminal history on our new hires. Basically, I'd like your permission to look into this and go forward. There is a little DocuSign thing that I have to look at. I probably would let Tony look at it just to make sure, but, and there's a It's a form they fill out, and it's a release, and we start doing that on everybody.
How much is it?
16 and change.
$16?
$16.
Oh.
And there's no, that's one of the questions. that-
1,600?
That's, you never know.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I asked, is this like, because I expected,
Yeah.
there's gotta be something hidden in here, we have to pay a one-time lump fee, and they said, no, it's per case, so just wanted to let you guys know that's what we're looking at, and unless you have some other insight, but Presidium is the name of the company. The last thing I've got, just to let everybody know, the town Christmas party has been scheduled for the 5th of December, that's Friday the 5th. And that's all I have at this point. You have my report.
All right, thank you. Brian?
Brian Lane, Park Superintendent. Biggest thing on our plate, if you hadn't heard, the girls soccer team won the sectional. So Thursday night, we'll be hosting the first ever regional that the girls will participate in out at James Park at the soccer field. So we're prepping, getting that ready to go for Thursday. School's asked for a big show of support from the community. So if you're interested in coming out and joining, we got lots of bleachers out there, and in preparation for it, we already winterized the field, so we had to do a little bit of extra. Made a phone call to John Pfeiffer yesterday, and just thanks to John Pfeiffer, I'm sure he's not watching right now, but maybe he'll hear. Personally delivered his roller to us on a holiday, so we could roll the field to get it recompacted. We just aerated it and softened everything up for winter and all the seed we put down, but that's not conducive to a soccer game. So we rolled everything back hard for another game, and John didn't even bat an eye at it, had it there just a couple hours after I called him. So I think that's a big part of what makes Bremen a good town, is people you can call and do things like that for the town and the community.
What time does the game start?
5 o'clock.
No light issue? I thought that was why we didn't hold
Why
playoffs
we're
here.
starting at 5.
Was scheduled for 6.
All right, thank you. Chief?
I have nothing.
Henry?
Nope, he'd already rung up the meter tax, so nothing.
Nate?
Nothing tonight.
Austin?
A couple things. One, 2 weeks ago, Tim Colzar retired after 40 years. He was my foreman, so with that, I'm asking for Riker Hand to be promoted to foreman. He's currently a AA, been with the town 6 years, and honestly, he's been, knowing that this day was coming, I've kind of had him working with Tim quite a bit all summer. Yeah, Tim and I have talked about it before he left, and he said he's gonna do good, so. The foreman pays $32.50. Riker's currently at $30.30. So with your permission, I'll like to promote Riker to foreman.
Starting with it.
Effective on the 6th, talked to Megan. Tim retired on the 3rd.
Okay.
The 6th was the beginning of the pay period.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve Riker Hand to, or promote Riker Hand to foreman as of October 6th with the pay increase to $32.50.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve Riker for the foreman position. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same, so moved.
Thank you. Second, Mike Falsley, has been with us 3 months now. He's at a Class B. He's done everything I've asked him to do and then some. Mike had 10 years previous highway department experience. He's taught all of us some things, and obviously got him kind of formed, and I'd like to move him up to Class A. Class B, he's currently at $28.05. Class A would be $29.60 an hour.
As of,
If we could do that to 6 as well. Keep it clean.
I'll make that motion to approve approve Mike Balsley to move to a Class A as of October 6th for $29.60 pay increase.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to move Mike Balsley to a Class A. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the same.
I abstained.
Thank you. And then, with your permission, last year I know we started with leaves and then going into the plowing season. Brush is our main thing we do. We spend too much time on every week. I know last year we kind of started putting like an end date to when we pick up brush. We still are out picking it up when we get time, but not necessarily every Monday and Tuesday. With your permission, I would like to put an end date of October 31st for brush pickup, for the weekly brush pickup. And we would start up again in the springtime, sometime probably in March, depending on the weather.
Obviously, pick up Christmas trees, right?
Pick up Christmas trees, yeah, yeah, we still run Christmas trees and stuff, but it just basically frees up our time, so one, people will throw out their brush and put it on top of their leaf pile, which obviously makes it impossible to pick up the leaf pile. And it frees up our time, so guys can run leaves instead of brush and leaves, and there's just not enough time in the day to do both. But the holiday stuff, we'll still take care of that. And then, like I said, you know, it's a nice February week and people actually put stuff out, we'll pick it up, but it kind of be more of a as-needed basis instead of a weekly, you know, schedule.
Can we just give them a thumbs up, or do we need to vote on it?
I think you can just consent essentially.
I'm good with it.
Oh, do we post that on the town notification then?
Yes, I will.
Okay, all right. As of the 30th?
31st.
31st.
Yeah, 31st. And that's all I have, other than, did Mike need to, or pass the thing for Mike to sign the?
Yes, we would like you to formally make a motion and vote on authorizing Mike to execute these, is it CCMG 2025-02?
Just
No,
the, or yeah, sorry, 2026-1.
2601, okay.
Is that the one I already signed? Or no?
I didn't sign that one
Yeah, it's the stuff you signed.
yet. Right.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to allow the council president to sign the CCMG 2026-1.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to allow the council president to sign. Is this like ongoing, or is this just this one time?
This is very specific.
Okay.
This is specifically to deal with the one that's been giving us roadblocks, but otherwise that ordinance.
Do I need to abstain from this since I'm authorizing myself, or does
No.
the town council president?
No, I think it's perfectly appropriate for you to vote on it.
All right. So we have a motion and a second to approve town council president to sign the CCMG.
CCMG.
There you go.
2026.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the same. So moved.
And that's all I have, thank you.
Thanks. Matt?
Yeah, my report.
Chief?
Yeah, my report is.
Must be better.
That's the official ones then signing.
I'll make a motion to accept department head reports.
Second.
We got a motion and a second to approve department head reports. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the same. So moved.
Other than what's in my report, I do want to discuss with you tonight something that we've been talking about for, quite a few months now, probably about half a year, maybe more. This involves an update or a basically new preliminary investigative report for the town's water system, including a update of the as-built mapping product. We'll probably change how that is currently developed and go through as much detail as we can, make as many corrections as we can, so we can feel fairly comfortable that we have the sizes, materials, locations, and as many valves and hydrants located on that map as possible. It's going to take some commitment from Henry and his people to help. Probably going to have to lean a little bit on your knowledge as well. But that'll be complete by the time we get done with this. So that'd be the first task of this proposal that I'm going to ask you to consider. And then the next thing is probably just as important, and that is to completely develop and update a system model for the entirety of the water system. That tool, once we have it complete, and this will be built in a what we call a WaterCAD model that allows us to manipulate different scenarios and predict outcomes, where we can, like, okay, we're going to turn a house fire on over here and see how that affects, supply on the opposite side of the town, or turn on a sprinkler system at Southwire and see what that does. And the idea is to be able to analyze it to the point where we can determine where we have weaknesses and where we need to make changes in either operation or investment. So it's a pretty critical step. The good thing about it is once you complete the investment in that water model, it's yours to keep. And what we do is periodically, like if we have a development that happens in town, we'll add that in, update the model. We'll be able to predict, like if Digger Specialties continues to go east, and we get out there, a little bit maybe farther than we want to, we'll be able to tell how the system's going to react out there and what impact it'll have on the rest of the town. So that's a really good investment. It's probably something that we need to do, absolutely need to do. And then the last part is what we call a preliminary investigative report. So using the water system evaluation, where we're looking at all of the network sizes, locations, all that stuff, and then applying the model to it, we'll be able to really kind of wrench down on what does the system need. We already know of a few things, and some of them could be solved by changes in operation or rerouting, or maybe a block of upsize main here and another one over here, or to maximize the usability and the performance of the system. But the goal is to also use this tool to do advanced long-term planning. And like right now, the town system is, there's some shortcomings that we're aware of, sizes, materials, reliability issues, that kind of thing. We would be looking at the maximizing the operation of both water filtration plants, looking at the age of number one. And, we've had some problems over there, we're aware of a serious issue with the aeration tank and the deterioration of that concrete. We already know about that. But the goal is to be able to put in the hands of your operator and the council all the information that you would need when you decide whether you need to make any reinvestment in the system. And we'll also come with we think you've got this much time on this asset, you've got this much time on this asset, in planning, so you can start thinking about that future. I don't know whether you can count on Bremen not ever slowing down or lacking the ability to grow, and you don't want your water system to be one of those things that holds you back. So this is the first step to really understanding everything about the system. So, like for instance, we have a main connection that we don't necessarily employ, that we could discover just by turning that on, that might change the way things operate, especially with the growth that's happening at Southwire. So in talking to Henry and looking, having him look at what his budget looks like, we've determined that our fees for this work, for the system evaluation, at $5,000, the water system modeling, $12,000, and again, that's something that you'll have to update and continue to use for many years. And then the preliminary investigative report, that will include any recommendations that we make in conjunction with, that analysis, along with you know, if there's something that we believe you need to do right away, we're gonna put together a fairly detailed cost estimate for that. And that'll allow Henry to do some advanced planning going forward as to what he should spend money on and what he should maybe save for. So we're saying this work is probably gonna take us probably about 60 to 90 days at the most. And so probably sometime towards the end of the year or going into 2026, we would be back to the council to give you our preliminary report. So it's a step that we've been talking about for quite a while with Henry. So what, as is customary, you know, when we're asking to spend a fee like this, we want the council to approve it. So,
This is coming out of the water budget.
yeah.
So you want them separate, all three tasks?
You could do them all together.
Okay,
Yeah, we're recommending all three happen, so.
okay. I'll make a motion to allow JPR on behalf of the water department to approve task 1, 2, and 3 for water system investigations.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve JPR to move forward with the water system capital improvement project preliminary investigative report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. For $40,000. Opposed, the same. So moved.
Thank you. I don't have anything further.
Town council comments.
I'd like to throw the idea at you guys. Keith and I talked about a little bit about taking Christmas Eve, that's a half holiday for our employees, and making it a full day off instead of a half holiday. I think it's important that we allow our employees to spend time with their families as part of, you know, helping. I think we need to have the stance of families are important. I think that extra half a day will allow them to spend the quality time that they need with their families. So I think it'd be really good for morale. I think it'd be and just overall a good thing. So right now they get a half a day on Christmas Eve and they get full Christmas Day off.
What happens when Christmas Eve is on a Saturday or Sunday?
It'll take the Friday, like if Saturday it'll be Friday and then
So
Christmas Day will be Monday.
Just so I understand, so we're giving 2 holidays so 2 full holidays for Christmas.
That's what I'm proposing. Right now we give a day and a half. Yeah. I'd like to propose that we give them 2 full days off for it. I mean, if we want this to feel like a family, we need to help support their families too.
I've talked to Megan, the biggest impact that I thought would be the police department because it's around the clock folks that are working. Brad said they can make it happen as well, but it's something that's been on my mind for a long time. I didn't know where the half day ever actually came from. The fact is, most of the vendors aren't open on Christmas Eve anyways, and let's be honest, not much work gets done on Christmas Eve anyways. I just thought this would be a great opportunity to show the staff and our team that we appreciate another 4 hours.
I'm in favor of this.
Yeah, I support that.
So you want a motion for it? I'll make a motion that we change Christmas Eve from a half holiday to a full holiday for the town employees of Bremen.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to change Christmas Eve from a half holiday day to a full holiday day. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed the same. So moved.
Thank you.
I have one more comment. Just looking forward to the budget. Sorry.
Awful needy here.
I know. Looking forward to the budget. I think we all need to take a good look at it, and I know they provide a lot of good information. I appreciate it, but I also think we should try to grow closer to a balanced budget. But that's just my opinion. So
They're gonna be here when?
They'll be here next time on the 27th.
Do we have to approve it that night?
Correct.
Do you have to approve it that night?
Yes, because it has to be before November 1st. Yes, I mean, if you guys have
Thanks. Well, then they
questions
should have
and
been
things
here
like
tonight.
that, understood. It was a combination of things. Didn't realize it was a Tuesday for them, that kind of stuff. They weren't having it on a Monday. It could be miscommunication.
So what happens if we
lots.
don't approve it on that night?
I think we probably can get an extension, you know, but there's, I'm meeting with them tomorrow at 1, if you guys want to get on again. I know that's during most of the time when you guys are working. You can ask, Keith and I have been on many conversations, you know, you can ask any questions and we can forward it to them. I believe I provided Craig's email to you guys. If you don't want to include either of us on the conversation, you could
I just
do
need
that as well.
clarification between the 3-point-some million dollars that we don't have.
Right.
According to this document.
Correct. Well, I mean, I think it's a like I said, I tried to call them before, Craig and Amber who work with us. I do think it's both of them combined, and again, that's just an estimate. You know, it's a shortfall of $189,000, but this is also a budget of
If what you're saying is correct, but
yeah. This also with insurance being at 15%, which will not happen. It'll be lower than that, potentially a 1% or 0% increase in insurance.
The concern I have is we're pretty much going to cut our general fund, by projections, cut our general fund in half in the next 3 years. That's my concern. You're gonna go from $1.5 million to 700 and some thousand in the general fund.
That's also assuming you're gonna do 100% this year, which we will not spend 100% of our 25 budget. That's assuming you'll do 100% of 26.
That's if nothing comes up, but
Correct.
planned, yes, so that's my
Correct.
concern.
Correct, understood.
Just,
Right.
I just wanted to share that, so. Stuff happens, we live in a world that stuff happens. We have nothing but aging infrastructure everywhere, so if we can get closer to a balanced budget, which is hard to do, but right now we're looking at cutting our general fund reserves in half in the next 3 years, projected off of Baker Tilly's numbers. So, that's my concern. Thank you.
okay.
Okay. I'd like to personally thank the fire department for the outpouring of lights and sirens for the sectional end. The soccer team was just sky high. I don't think my granddaughter came down for at least 24 hours. I don't think she went to bed that night because of what you guys came out and did for them.
Means a lot to us.
It is appreciated.
Yeah, good job.
And secondly, can we get together as a council to do a work session to go over this budget and look at it and see if there's things we can do before we actually meet with Baker Tilly, so we have some ideas of what we want to do or not do. I'm open anytime. It's you guys.
Public meeting?
I think it needs to be a public.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, but we probably need to
Advertise it.
advertise it.
48-hour lead
Yes.
is all we need,
Yep.
so.
Yep.
Whatever you guys schedule.
I can make anything work in the next 2 weeks, so.
Any suggestions?
Yeah, is there days that works better for everybody?
I mean, I was evening.
For me, have to be, it can't be this week, but it could be next week. And we're talking like a 5 o'clock meeting?
What works for you guys?
Not a Friday, so Monday to Thursday, anytime I'm good, so.
What's that?
I'm good Monday to
Okay.
Thursday.
I mean, I could go probably 4 o'clock, I mean, that's not a problem.
I'd rather do
Huh?
4:30 or.
4:30 would be work better? Yeah, I'm just saying,
4:30 or.
5 o'clock work better? Okay, 5 o'clock on the 21st?
Perfect.
That's fine.
I will not be able to be here on the 21st
Okay,
I think
or the
it's
20th, so it'd have to be the
easier
20th.
for it.
is there a different day or is that week bad? 22nd?
22nd works.
Does that work for
I
you?
can do the 22nd, yes.
Okay.
Sorry, next week's a
So
little
the Wednesday
crazy.
night is a church
Have a
night,
funeral and
yeah.
stuff, but I can make the 22nd
Yeah,
work.
okay.
4:30, right?
I can do
5
it.
o'clock.
I can do 4:30 if we did it. I mean, I'll make that work if that's what we gotta do.
Okay, so 4:30 Wednesday, 22nd.
Yes, thank you. And again, if there's questions you guys have beforehand that I
Can Baker Tilly attend that work session?
can ask. I mean, they can probably do it by, Zoom or whatever, Teams if nothing else, but
Okay,
I don't have anything else.
all right. I'll get a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Second,
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So moved.
that was the 22nd, right?
Look for the intent, please.